Come here. I see you intrigued about this sign. Please ask me about my signs. They're out here for you to ask about them. They're out here for you to ask about. Which one you're reading about? I probably could give you this one, right? It's titled white supremacy. What it is? What is white supremacy, right? What is white supremacy? You ever heard of redlining? You ever heard of redlining? Red, R-E-D lining? That's when they segregate neighborhoods, right? To the point where they own it. Yeah. So basically, this is all moments in history, and a lot of this is still taking place today, right? High insurance rates and all that. That's a part of white supremacy, right? This is a part of white supremacy, right? Because it was a lie. Christ is not a so-called Caucasian man.
It's only actually Jim Crow law segregated racial segregation.
Can you speak up a little bit?
But Jim Crow was also a Democrat. Democrats also vote for.
Prior to so-called minorities converted to Democrats. Hold on. Prior to them converted to Democrats, they was Republicans. They was never Democrats.
So that was,
it got switched over.
That was.
So,
hey, you're right.
Yeah.
It did get switched over. However, if you look at the 1960s acts of the what is it?
I read this.
19, so like this right here.
Yeah.
This right here, you're right on this. Right?
So what you think of? Let's talk about that.
Hey, Jesus wasn't white.
You believe in Jesus?
Not white Jesus.
Do you believe in a man Jesus?
I believe in a God. I believe in God.
Okay.
So, but Jesus wasn't white.
Why was he pushed as a white man?
I can never tell you why he was pushed as a white guy.
I can tell you. Control.
But he was also Arabic because.
Because of what? Because he stayed in the Middle East.
Because he came from the Middle East. Yahweh, right?
What people lived in the Middle East at the time of Christ?
Middle Eastern.
Middle Eastern is like a direction.
Was African.
So yeah, dark-skinned people, right?
Yeah.
So to say he was Middle Eastern, you would just say you're a dark-skinned man.
So he was a dark-skinned man.
Yeah.
So the premonition of him being white was actually false.
Sure.
So people should. So the.
Come on, bro.
I can't even.
All right, look.
No, I can't even.
No. That's cool.
Yeah.
But I got a question. Since you're a believer in Christ and you believe in the Bible, right? Who did Christ come to save? That's one of
the people in general.
The people in general, right? Okay, so your answer is the people in general. Now, if I was to ask you, where would you take me as a non-believer in the Bible and show me that he came to save the people in general?
So did he come to save the Jews?
Did he save
So
the
let me ask you this.
saving only one
So let me
person?
ask you this: did you come to find Jesus on your own, or
Did
was
I-
that? Hold on. Did you come to find Jesus on your own, or was that something that your parents brought to you?
No one can be brought to Jesus.
So
Only God.
The only reason why I say this because I had a friend of mine that was an atheist,
Mm-hmm.
right? And the question that he asked me was this: do you believe in God because you believe in God,
Yeah.
or do you believe in God because somebody showed you
Right.
you believe in God?
That's a good question.
Right. So
Right.
and it was like, man, my family showed me that this is the way to God.
Right.
Right. It wasn't something that I discovered on my own.
That could be a tradition, though.
So it's a tradition, right?
Right.
So it's something that's generational.
Right.
So
It could be a tradition, but
like-
tradition could be untrue.
just like Catholicism.
Right.
Catholicism is a cult because it says in the Bible, "Thou shalt not worship other than me."
Uh-huh.
Right? But you're worshiping, but you're praying to Guadalupe. You're praying to Mary. You're praying to
Yeah,
all these other saints.
they-
but it says in the Bible.
They give the worship that only belongs to God to Mary and whatnot. So I will agree with you on that. But I ask you, about salvation, right? And you said your reply, it was a few things, right? But you did ask me if I'm saying that it's for the Jews.
But in general knowledge, it would be
it-
to people in general.
The nation of Israel.
Yeah, so the 144,000.
I mean, yeah.
144,000, which is what Jehovah preaches, right?
So if it's the nation of Israel, is salvation open up to the world? It can't be.
It can't be if it's only
Yeah,
144,000.
exactly. So why do Christianity teach that it's open for the whole world?
So what is your alternative?
That is for the 144. It's for the nation of Israel.
So what you're saying is
Only the nation of.
So we're all damned and we're all condemned.
Not damn. I wouldn't say damn.
But we're all condemned if you're saying that.
Let me show you. Let me show you what I'm saying.
Yes. Show me.
Give me Isaiah 2,
Outside
right?
of 144,000, we're all condemned.
You're screwed, right? You're screwed, and only in righteousness, right? Because this world is wicked, right? And Christ, when His second coming, it talks about all the people He's going to have to destroy when He comes back, because He got to clean the world up. Right?
Outside of the 144,000.
Yes, right.
Which leaves the rest of us.
Yeah, and in a bad situation.
Yes.
In a bad situation. Give me that.
Con. This is Isaiah chapter 2 and verse 2. And it shall come to pass in the last days.
Hold on, I gotta listen. Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountain.
So the mountain is going to be established. Salvation is going to come to Israel, for they could be established as that governing body, as that light, right? That light to the world, that light to the nations, right? Go ahead.
It shall be exalted above the hills.
It's going to be placed on high, so the whole entire world will know, hey, these are the people that will teach you how to serve God.
Right.
Go ahead.
And all the nations shall flow into it.
Oh, it said all the nations are going to come to that hill, going to come to that mountain. Go ahead.
Con. And many people shall go and say,
It said what?
come ye, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord,
To do what?
to the house of the God of Jacob.
The house of the God of Jacob, because He is the God of the Israelites. He's not the God of this whole world. Yes, this is
We talk about Islam.
Islam.
Yes.
What about Islam?
So
In Islam, all right. Islam
we
is.
have Mecca, so we have the stone of Mecca. Right?
Yeah, I look. They go and do that, right? But in their book, the Quran, it tells them that they are supposed to obey the Torah.
Right.
It tells them that they are supposed to follow the nation of Israel.
So let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
How do you know the God that you seek or the Bible that you seek is the actual
Text, true?
No, so, and the only reason why I asked this is because you have
Study to show thyself.
because you have Indian,
Study
Yeah,
to show
Chinese.
thyself.
you have Muslim, and you have Christianity.
Uh-huh.
Right? So how do you know
How do I know?
how do you know the path that you follow is actually the correct?
Ultimately, prophecy. Ultimately.
But that's also written by man, right?
Okay.
And what's happened by man? If you written a book, that's like me telling you this. I'm gonna tell him one thing, right? And by the time I get to this guy, whatever I told him was completely different.
You know how difficult it would be to make this collection of books all speak about the same thing and all be cohesive, and it's written over thousands of years in different cultures.
It's also written in code for true believers. Did you know that?
I dabbled and dabbled in that, and that ain't my main focus. I don't think the codes that they're coming up with will change anything that I will believe in this
Yeah, just
scripture.
like Revelations, where Revelations when it talks about dragons breathing of fire.
Yeah, it's not real dragons.
So it's not real dragons.
Yeah.
You know what it is?
It's talking about empires.
No, it's dragons breathing of fire. Dragons breathing of fire is actually, because you think about it like this, when this book was written, it was written before technology, right? So if you have helicopters that are shooting hellfire rockets and shit like that.
That's why it explains that arrows are going to be shots from one end.
Because
The arrow is a nuclear bomb.
are rockets.
So they explain the future the best way they can.
Again, in code.
It's not in code, it's just it's symbolic.
No, so if you're telling me if dragons are flying and shooting rockets.
No, it's I'm telling you, the arrows represent nuclear missiles.
Yes.
Right.
But
The dragon represents rulership
if
and kingdoms.
but if I came off the street and you said
You wouldn't know that
you would know that
because you
right?
ain't got the spirit of God.
Exactly. So when you read that, you look at that and you interpret. Okay, well this is what it is.
Yeah,
Right. So for the random ass person that's
Then-
going to come and look at that, they're not going to see that
because it's not meant for them to see.
because it's written in
No, it's because give me Amos. I got you. Give me Amos 3 and 6. I'm gonna show you why.
Because true.
What is the mission of this thing?
Oh, she want to know the mission? I got.
Find the Bible verse. Just tell me in layman terms. Like,
Hey,
what
because
is,
she's gonna be like,
like
let's
I
go.
was gonna say, like, tell me.
Hey,
like,
wait, hey, I want to learn.
excuse me,
I
in
want to.
I got you. I'm
layman-
gonna read
in
two
layman's
things.
terms,
I got you.
What is the mission of this?
I got
thing?
you. With 2 verses, I got you,
I
right?
don't need verses.
Hold on.
I want you to say
Respect-
to me,
Respectfully, I'm gonna answer his question first, and then I'm gonna answer yours.
Okay.
Is
put
that
it in
okay?
layman's terms,
I got
I don't
you.
need Bible verses.
I got you. No problem. Do you not subscribe to the Bible?
It doesn't matter what I subscribe to.
Okay.
I want it in layman's terms. Talk to me like I'm stupid.
I got you,
I'm
I
a
got
stupid
you.
white girl. Tell
No,
me.
I'm not gonna do all that. I'm not gonna do all that. I'm not gonna do all that.
What the mission
But
is.
sir, what's your name again, sir?
Joe.
Joe. Okay, Joe. I'm gonna explain it.
So,
I'm gonna explain it to you, Joe. 8. Oh, what's the revealing his secret to the prophets? He revealing his secret to the prophets. Ain't that Amos 3?
Amos 3 and 7.
3 and 7. I know it's right there.
Rights Acts of the 1960s.
Amos,
Hold on, watch this.
Amos,
This is to answer your question. Go ahead.
Amos chapter 3 verse 7.
Uh-huh.
Surely the Lord God will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets.
Yeah, man, these secrets, these mysteries of the Bible was revealed to his servants, the prophets. This Bible cannot be opened up by your average Joe and understand it.
Right.
You got to have the Spirit of God to be able to.
If you believe in God. Yeah.
No, it's not just you just believe. The prophets of God are the Israelites. So that's foundation number 1, right? Then you have to be a selected Israelite to reveal his prophecies, commandments to the nation. Now, what was your question? In layman terms, explain what we're doing.
with this.
Okay.
Because you've got white supremacy, then you have
Okay.
a bunch of
Then
international persons.
I got you.
This is not the devil.
I'm gonna start from here, right? This is white supremacy. We bring to knowledge that white supremacy happened and it still exists. Right? This right here, this is the 12 tribes of Israel on the Western Hemisphere. These are the Israelites, and these are the people that Christ is coming to save. Right? This is a false image.
Jason Kidd. He's here to save Jason Kidd. He's here to what's her face?
This is
I'm
listen.
just saying, like,
Jason Kidd.
I'm just saying, exactly.
I'm about to-
Examples,
Yeah, Jason.
If you're gonna put examples, like you were speaking to this person.
No, these people.
Saying this person.
Calm down so you can understand.
I'm just hearing you out.
I'm the
These are
speaker.
people that
I'm the
you're
speaker.
saying.
I'm the speaker, right?
Yeah.
I'm the speaker, and I'm going to explain to you why it's random people, right? It's random people to show the diversity in the looks.
Their image may not be like.
It's to show. It's to show the diversity. To show that it's not just a color thing. That's what I'm showing. I'm showing it's not just a color thing, right? I'm showing that these people come in different shades of color and they look different. But these are the people that Christ is coming from. This is more important than the image, right? Judah, African American, Benjamin, Levi, the Haitian, Simeon on down. These are the people Christ is coming to save. Right? This is the 12 tribes of Israel in the Western Hemisphere. This is demonizing the false image that has been set up by Christianity.
So, and the 2 things that you have right here, so going back to the white supremacy, the Civil Rights Act of the 1960s was voted against the Democrats, right? It was LBJ, the guy that built this freeway.
Yeah.
The guy that named this freeway, what did he say? What was he notorious for saying? He was notorious saying it. Please forgive me when I say this. We will have Negroes voting out of our hand because of the shit that they do. That's
powerful. And that's how, and it got happen.
But it's the Democrat Party. It's the Democrat Party, right?
And it happened.
The Democrat Party is taking the father out of the family.
Yes.
Well, look at the family. Look at the families.
You be Isaiah 42.
Hey, look at the families of the 60s. Families of the 60s in the black community.
I agree with you.
You had the mothers and the fathers that were that were whole.
It was all strategically planned.
It was.
Give me Isaiah 83.
LBJ. It was LBJ that took
Psalms
the father,
83.
that took the father out of the household
Yes.
and replaced it with the government, which is why these women are
right. Bro, you're right. You're right, bro. It is a part of the plan to destroy us.
But what you're saying is misconstruing the issue here.
How?
Because it's the Democrat Party that you continue to vote for, that you continue.
Oh no, I don't vote.
No, I'm not saying you in general, but
people have been brainwashed, so yeah, they do.
They continue to put themselves in that position to say, you know what, we want to have this situation.
Watch this. Go ahead, read that.
22.
Yeah.
Isaiah,
Hey, me and you can.
Hey, you're right.
All day long.
You're right, bro. You're right. Go ahead.
Isaiah 42, verse 22.
Uh-huh.
But this is a people robbed and spoiled.
That's what happened to us. We are people that have been robbed and spoiled. We are people that have been taken advantage of. We are the people that have been taken. We have a lack of resources, a lack of education, a lack of everything to help us be successful in this kingdom that was constructed not for our sake.
But where you are today.
Look, hold on. I got you. Like you said, we continue to do it to ourselves. You know why? Because we already been destroyed mentally. We're done for. We're cooked. The shackles are off. The shackles are here now. So for you to say you doing it to yourself, yeah, because for I'm gonna just be blunt, niggas are stupid, and they have been constructed and they have been set up to be animals, to be beasts. That's why we out here, right? To bring them back to God, to let them know that, hey, you're not just a nigga, you're not just black. Hey, this is your kings, your gods on earth. This is not the situation you're supposed to be in.
Yeah.
You were set up to run this place, right?
To be equal.
Equal.
No. Not,
Give me Deuteronomy 76.
Not as equal. But
Was the Israelites set up to be equal?
we're not talking about the Israelites.
But we are the Israelites. We are the Israelites.
We're talking about white supremacy.
Yeah, but we are the Israelites.
But we're not part of the 144,000.
No, you saying we. We are the Israelites.
Okay.
The chance of to being the elect, the chance of being the 144,000 belongs to us. Read that.
Deuteronomy 7, verse 6.
Uh-huh.
Actually,
For thou art a holy people
I'll let you explain.
unto the Lord thy God.
It said we are a holy people. Holy means set apart, separate. Go ahead.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee.
He chosen us,
a special people
a special people,
unto himself,
because we are the Lord's portion. Go ahead.
above
Above.
all people that are upon the face of the earth.
The Israelites were set up to be above all people upon the face of the earth.
Jews.
The Jews, the Israelites, that's the Jews.
Are you Jewish?
Am I Jewish? To be Jewish means to adopt the
That's a bloodline.
culture.
That's a bloodline.
The bloodline is an Israelite.
Which is a bloodline.
Yes, I am an Israelite by blood.
So if
For the tribe of Levi, man. Same tribe Moses came from,
Hey.
man. Hey, man.
okay.
Hey, I don't know why you leaving, why you running. You asked me.
No, actually, no. We gotta go. But,
Okay, you said I'm not an Israelite. Prove I'm not an Israelite.
You got 23andMe.
Prove.
Hey,
Oh, so hold
hey,
on.
look at
Hold
your
on.
DNA, look
Okay,
at your
watch
DNA.
this. Watch this.
Because my
You subscribe to DNA?
Hey, my DNA says I'm straight from Africa.
Okay.
I have descendants from Africa.
Everybody come from Africa. But look, let me.
Not really. It's African and Asian. But
Yeah, I mean the garden.
If you want to get.
But let's watch this. How are DNA tests? Where do they get the
Blood.
not the blood, but the results, right?
The samples, right?
Right.
Because you submit
Cause how
samples.
far did they go back? Cause migration happens. And,
Yes, right.
colonizing
So, hey,
happens,
so
right?
if you go back
So the
to-
people that live in certain lands
Go back
are
to-
not the
hey.
same people that lived in them lands at that, and maybe the time of Christ.
Go back to 23andMe.
But that's why I'm saying 23andMe only go back so far.
So it goes back to the Ice Age, right? So
No, it doesn't.
Man, I got it on my motherfucking phone, which is
The
why
23andMe don't-
I'm telling you, my
how is that
ancestors.
How can it go back to the
Hey,
Ice Age?
My ancestors are coming from an African.
That's like them.
ancestral point.
That's like carbon dating, bro. I hate
Hey.
carbon dating because, like, how can you tell me the level of carbon in the air
Which ancestor do you have? What's the name of your ancestor that
So-
falls back in the Ice Age?
that goes to the Ice Age? What was they called?
Who was they called?
No, not the Ice Age. So it goes from Asia. It goes from Asia.
Why stop there?
Hold on. So it goes from Asia, transcends.
I need that answer though.
It goes from Asia to Africa, right? So
No, you said it goes back to the Ice Age.
Hold
though.
on. So you're telling me that everything. So the starting point from life in general starts from Africa, right?
No. We're not running away from the question I was asked you, sir.
The question
You said it goes back
to the Ice
back
Age.
to the Ice Age.
So-
which
My bad.
one do you
My
answer?
misspoke.
Okay, then. Okay.
Well,
Cause really, besides it telling him he goes back to Asia and Africa, it would tell him he goes back to some part of the Ice Age if it goes back that far.
But if it goes back to Africa and Asia,
Yeah.
so how do you make that determination from what you're trying to say?
What you mean? Elaborate a little bit.
You're sitting there saying that we're all Israelites.
I said we all. I said we, not you. What's your father?
My father.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Cause your lineage is determined by the seed of your
My
father.
father's an Irish.
He's Irish, so you
He's
would go
also Dutch. My mother's she's also
European
Spanish.
countries, right?
All European
So
countries.
so-called Caucasian. right? That's what they call themselves white today, Caucasians.
Which actually migrated from Africa. Which
Yeah, but
Spain, blah, 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 blah.
yeah, but you're still part of that same family tree as Caucasians, right?
So
Europeans.
so what you're saying is you came from the Middle East.
My people came from the Middle East, migrated to Africa, to the west coast of Africa,
So do you
then was
do you
put
have
on
that in DNA dating? Or
Do I have that in
Or is that something that you can't
history? History.
No,
I-
go back
history.
to dating. You go back to
History.
dating and it'll give you
Okay,
scientific
watch this.
facts.
Watch this. Where did the slaves come from?
Africa. Well,
What part of?
well,
hold on,
well,
hold
I
on.
mean, really
Hold
depends.
on, hold on. What part of Africa?
It really depends.
Okay, just
You
give me
have
one.
Nigeria. I mean, you have different. you have
Okay,
different-
okay, so Nigeria, perfect, right? The Igbo tribe. You know who the Igbo tribe is?
No,
Okay, what is the culture of the Igbo tribe?
I just told you if I don't know that.
Okay, so now he's telling me I don't know who I am. But hold on, the slaves come from Africa. Some of them came from Igbo, some of them came from Ghana, like some of my people, right? They have Israel. You know who the Akan people are? The Akan people have priestly rituals that they was doing. You know where they got it from? They got it from the Bible. Their culture was the Bible, right? So I could trace my ancestry and follow my.
Which was also written by man.
Hold on. Now, see, this is what they do. Now they discredit the Bible that he believes in. How you gonna say you believe in something?
It's written by man, but I mean,
Everything is written by man.
But it goes back to
Everything is written by man. Are we to
facts.
everything? Are we to discredit everything that's written in the book?
No, because it also says in the Bible, thou shalt the people that add to the Bible.
Yeah. You cannot add to the word of God.
Yes.
Right? So the people.
But you're also going off of New Testament or Old Testament.
I
So
go off of both. I go off of both.
So if you go off of both, I mean.
And there's no such thing as New Testament, Old
which
Testament.
Which one is invalid?
Which one is not valid?
Because which one is invalid? Because
Neither.
they're also going off of now churches are going off of the New Testament and not the Old.
The church that we have today, Christianity that we have today, is BS.
See, again, hey.
Hold on.
So what I'm
The
saying
church is
about
BS, not the Bible.
No, you're
what
right.
they teach from the Bible, the doctrine they have created, the philosophies they created, is BS.
Let me get out of here.
Go ahead, bro. Before she tear your head off.
I appreciate it.
All right, right. See, now you're playing games, man. Why you doing that to me? I did not dismiss you. Your husband. I'm gonna talk to your husband. Okay, let me ask you a question. So we're out here to save our nation and to bring them back to God. That's what we're doing. I didn't say anything rude. I was very respectful.
White supremacy.
Because that's your husband, that's respect. Don't do that. Don't do it. Hey, Reggie, don't do it. Don't do that. I was just being respectful. I was being respectful to your husband. That's all. I was being respectful. I would never talk to another man's wife while he's there. That's disrespectful.
That's right.
Okay. Hey, our mission is prevailing.
That's right.
It's prevailing, right? God's word is being stretched to the four corners of the earth, man. Right? How you doing, sis?
Yeah.
You believe in God? Hey, come here. Don't run from me. I love your hair. It's beautiful. Go ahead. Read your precept, brother.
God, this is
Don't run from the Lord, huh?
chapter 1 and
Let
verse
me give
4.
you these laws, sister.
Neither give heed to fables and
Hold on. Read that again, man.
This is 1 Timothy chapter 1 and verse 4.
Bring it out.
Neither give heed to fables and endless genealogy,
Uh-huh.
which ministers question.
Look, man, this man talking about 23andMe. What? And then, look, made by men, and these men are deciding where they want to pinpoint people. Then you know what's wonderful, right? I believe in the Bible. Yeah, I'm pulling from the Bible until I'm getting beat up and left hook, right hook by the Bible. Now, well, you know the Bible was wrote by man.
Right.
Yeah, some things might not be true. Of course not, man. Of course, when you don't fit the Bible now, it got to be a little plagiarized or something, right? Continue on that. Finish out on that, man. Close out.
Rather than godly edifying, which is in faith, so do.
And that's what we out here to do, man. Edifying faith.
God.
Right? And what Diamond said, Shalom.
Yes.